Zwick, what are you eating there?
Damn it, I was caught. Sorry, I'm drunk and I'm eating corn nuts. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, and I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you?
Prepare to be fucked by the long dick of the law.
This isn't happening. Everyone look away, please. Nothing to see here.
You can't break those cuffs.
Make him away, Toy.
Welcome to Thought Cops, the only podcast where every week we police the mean streets of the internet because, hey, somebody's got to do it. Oh. And then we let you be the judge, the jury, and the executioner in the court of public opinion. Coming to you live from Neo Chicago, I am Officer Kevin.
And Rant.
Are you fucking with me, man? Because, I mean, the past several weeks, this has been an ongoing issue.
I don't know.
You motherfucker.
I know, yeah.
Not funny, man.
You guys, hello?
Okay, stop doing that, Grant. You're fucking with us. You're fucking with us.
Is this thing...
I know you're fucking with us. I know you're fucking with us.
This is no longer funny.
I hate you so much.
How's it going, Grant?
I'm doing good.
God damn it, clear your throat and try again.
All right, I'm done. That's enough.
Good
That's all I need.
Let's give a quick thank you to our guest from last week, Jeremy Kaplowitz. Thank you, Jeremy. And we have a returning guest this week, a very special guest. You may know him from the podcast Thought Cops. And you may recognize his voice. You heard a little bit of that chatter at the top of the episode there. I'm talking about the one and only Zwick.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Zwick?
Oh, I'm glad to be on the show. It's been a while.
It has. I mean, Zwick, you've been, your DNA has been a part of the show every episode for quite a while now.
Yeah.
He jerks off into all of the audio files.
Yeah, I mean, I always wonder why they come back so sticky.
Yeah, I do that thing like SpongeBob does where he bakes the burger and gives it a little kiss and then sends it off to you. That's what I do.
And then you jerk off in as well?
Yes.
Like SpongeBob does?
Yeah.
And he kisses it, except it's with his penis. He kisses it.
Okay.
Yeah. I put lipstick on it, so I think it's okay.
How does that make it okay?
I don't know. I said it and I was like, what the hell's wrong with me?
What's wrong with you?
Well, Zwick, you've been a massive help to us. You've brought the podcast to incredible new heights. All of the promo material that you guys see on Twitter and Instagram and everything else, that's all done by Zwick. All those graphics and videos for
a lot of times we don't even ask him to do it. He just spends 3 hours just going, hey, I got something for you guys. And it's just like, why did you even... It's too good, okay? It's too good.
Yeah, like that stupid Experience Serial Lane crossover Family Guy thing. I spent way too much time on that to make that look good.
It was great. Speaking of which, you can find our episodes of Fire Bros. We just recorded a brand new one with Nico and Peter. We reviewed Freddy Got Fingered, Serial Experiments Lane, Mission Hill, and the episode of Family Guy called Trump Guy. And you can get that for only $2 a month on Patreon. The money helps us out. The money is also how we pay our dear friend Zwick to keep doing this great work for us. So check it out. But yeah, Zwick, you not only edit for us, but you run the gambit. You edit for the Asterios Podcast Factory as well.
Oh yeah, and then I think I did an episode recently of the Jank podcast, but you guys can't really listen to that because that's like a Patreon exclusive. But you can check out their Twitch channel.
With that guy from the Young Turks, you recorded a podcast with him. That's pretty cool.
Fuck you.
Well, we're happy to have you back, Zwick. I know, like I said, you're here in spirit, rest your soul, every single episode. But now we got you...
rest in peace.
In the flesh, more or less.
Yeah.
So, it's something... I think actually the last episode we had you on, if I recall correctly, might have been 2 Halloweens ago?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
If I recall.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully I'm not as cringy as I was last time.
Everybody thinks, you listen back to your own voice, you hear cringe. It's normal.
Yeah.
Or at least I do.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I just realized is that if you fuck up, if you mess up one of the things that you're saying and you go, Zwick, cut this. He's in the room right now. You won't be talking to him like in a tangential sense. You'll be talking to him like he's present here now.
I guess you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That kind of gives it a whole new meaning.
It's like you're ordering him around, like, Zwick, cut this. Yeah. And he's like, okay, fine. I get it. I know. It's my job.
All right, I'll do it. Just don't hit me with the radiator hose again, please.
Yeah.
Cut that, Zwick.
Fucking got your ass.
Anyway, moving on to some show news. Like I said, we got a brand new episode of Fire Bros just released recently. Hit up our Patreon at patreon.com/thoughtcops to get all that and more. We got a new video series brewing up.
Woo!
Yep, it's in my computer.
Very exciting.
Grant, you want to give a quick rundown of that? A little preview?
Yeah, I've shot 2 episodes already. They're going through the chopping block right now, as Zwick said. We're working through the editing process, but it's just going to be a short, 2 to 3 minute long videos of, it's going to be similar to the show in the sense that it's going to be comedic and also about real life events, but talking about them as though I were an idiot. And what I'm really hoping with it is, to have like some form of media that we can throw out from like the Thought Cops YouTube channel in order to get more listens and stuff like that. So when we start tossing them out, if you guys want to put them on Facebook, put them on Twitter, tweet, send them to friends and stuff like that, get some new blood pumping into the fan base, get some more assholes in the Discord arguing about Marx and Hegel and that he knows everybody and has lived in every state and knows everything and is very smart. Get more of those types of people in the Discord channel. And as a sort of bonus for anyone who's a Patreon patron now, anybody who's on the $10 tier will get early access to any of the videos that we do from now on. So.
Oh!
Ooh. Yeah, and plus it'll be nice to have something that's like because it's mostly Thought Cops, but there's other you guys have other stuff on that channel on the YouTube channel that's like fun freaking content. So it's always nice to put something that's not only podcast.
Absolutely.
Right. And make sure that you're subscribed to that, because when we start churning those out, that's where you're going to want to find them. Just Thought Cops on YouTube. Just search it. And
definitely check out the at least the $2 Patreon thing, because I think I really love the Fire Bros episodes. Like those are always really just enjoyable because
thank you.
It's complete. It's like 100% different from the show. It's like I can tell you're actually like, instead of like being mad at the internet, it's like something to be like. Most of it's like stuff you actually get to watch stuff that you enjoy for the most part.
Yeah.
So it's a nice change. So definitely check out the Fire Bros.
It's like a bunch of friends, in the same room talking about movies, sort of like it's more relaxed. It's more sort of free flowing. It's not so performative in that sense. It's just a little more, definitely more easygoing, Yeah,
I mean, we've taken a number of, suggestions in our Discord channel. If you're not in our Discord channel, go to our Twitter at Real Thought Cops. It's our pinned tweet. Join our Discord. You can suggest anything you want us to watch or listen to or play for Fire Bros. And we typically try to get to all of it. So Yeah, check it out. Speaking of things to check out and interactive things, we have a new challenge for you listeners at home. We have the theme song cover challenge. It's much safer than the the doorknob licking challenge, Grant?
Right.
Tide Pod challenge.
This is a whole new challenge, all right? No one's going to die from this one. You got some talent? You want to put it to marginally good use? Why not cover our theme song? Send us a cover of the Thought Cops theme song over to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. We'll play it as the ending theme to an episode, and we'll credit your work. How exciting is that, Zwick?
Oh yeah, dude! If it's one thing I love, it's crediting people. So yeah, because if we can promote you, and you make good music, and you haven't really had a reason, and you haven't had anyone notice you yet, yeah, let us throw it our way. We'll do our best we can to put you on a pedestal. It's
a great excuse. I know we've had a number of past guests who are incredible musicians, and I would love to hear from all of them. If we can, want to send us something their way, we'll throw it at the end of an episode. We want to get some variety on the show, kind of end the episode on a different note, because we want each episode, with the different guests we bring in, everything kind of brings in a different flavor, different uniqueness. And to spice it up even more, we want to, throw a different theme song at the end of the episode. So we'll be going out on some new songs from now on. Hopefully, if you want to send those over to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com, we'll be happy to play them. Grant, how do you feel about that? That's your love child, the Thought Cops theme song.
I'm enthralled.
I can't wait to see. You think someone's going to outdo your work?
Probably. I mean, I've been wanting to actually re-record that for a while because I feel like the quality isn't the best. But
I will say, if you do, make it shorter. That's my only thing.
Shut the fuck up,
Zwick. He's not the only one who thinks that.
You're fired.
Listen, that was just we were beginning and we just never changed it. We've had that theme song for so fucking long. Now it's up to you at home to do the work for us.
Yeah, it's about time you fucking people. That's right, you people started chipping in.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, moving right along to a very favorite, very famous segment of the show, 2 Minutes of Hate, where we like to blanket punish all those things online that irritate us and get under our skin. Ooh, I hate it. I hate to see it.
I'm so mad.
This week, my 2 minutes of hate goes to this bizarre fetishization of doctors as superheroes. So since this pandemic started, have you guys been seeing all of this weird fan art of superheroes bowing to doctors and nurses and things like that?
Hell yeah.
I've seen two. One was where the superhero, and then the other one was the Last Supper with all the doctors. I saw those two. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
How does that one make sense? Or is it supposed to be an ironic joke that I don't know, man.
I saw one, it was this, I think it must have been from some kind of Sunday comic strip or something, where it was the Justice League and a firefighter because of 9/11, I guess. And there's some doctors and nurses, and they're Superman is welcome to the club, because they're heroes. And it's instead of actually donating to the cause, they just draw some shitty fucking family circus bullshit about it. And I saw another one. It was I think the most famous one is these doctors and nurses walking down this hallway in a hospital, and all the superheroes are bowing at a 90-degree angle to them on the side of the hallway. It's super. It's you got Marvel, you got DC, you got Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. For some reason, Dr. Manhattan, who I guess...
I was going to say, why is Dr. Manhattan in that fucking... he's not a... the whole point of him being a hero is that he's almost a neutral, just sort of force of nature that sort of transcends even the existence of humanity.
Here's the more important question. Is he bowing with his dick out, or does he...
No, he's got the underwear on.
Damn.
So yeah, Dr. Manhattan went to Vietnam and blew up some guys' heads and then fucked a 16-year-old.
Yeah. But then he goes on Mars and builds a clock, so,
So it's just this weird... I don't know. It kind of feels like a weird empty gesture in a way. It's I know that they mean well, but it's not particularly thought out, where it's maybe, financially support these people or do what you can or whatever the case may be. Because there's a lot of this kind of thing now. Like I just today I drove past the hospital and there was just a bunch of people outside clapping.
Like at you?
No, at the healthcare team.
Is that what happens every day when you walk out of the house?
Yeah, no, they recognize me from the stickers on the light poles for Thought Cops.
Or like the people, and to throw everyone a bone who's, oh, well, why are you? These people are literally saving lives. It's like, well, yeah. Yeah, they're saving lives. They're doing essential duties. If anything, I think everyone needs to, get paid more, regardless of everything. Just everyone needs to get paid more all the time.
Patreon.com/ThoughtCops.
That sounds like commie talk to me.
But
Zwick, we want. Come on, man. We want some.
Nah, all right.
Yeah, because you know how Marx wrote about having a classless, moneyless society. Let's all pay everybody more. Mm-hmm. But the point I'm trying to make is because people do sort of the same thing with people at at least doctors are making like a certain amount of money that's desirable for most people, despite the crippling amount of student debt that all of them are in. But they'll do that with grocery store workers where like they applaud the grocery store workers, or they'll send them little cute notes that are like, oh, thank you for your service. And it's like, yeah, they should all get raises. But like, I don't know if is it a like, are they superheroes, sort of thing? I don't know.
Welcome
Maybe I'm spending too much time fucking
as someone
inside.
who works at a grocery store, no, we're not superheroes.
You're not. Oh, yeah.
I will say there was one person that there was like a nursing home like knitted us face masks. So that was nice of them.
I mean, that's nice.
Yeah, that's
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, the essential staff. Remember the show Scrubs?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
They worked in a hospital, essential care workers.
I'm no Superman.
Exactly. How come the theme song?
Fuck.
Oh.
They spell it out for you. They're not heroes.
Oh my god. Thank God Grant was here to alley-oop that or dunk that shit in when you alley-ooped it, because I was like, I don't know where you're going with that.
You heard it from Zach Braff, folks. Mm-hmm. Or whoever sung the theme song. It wasn't Zach Braff. He started.
Yeah, no, I don't think he sang the theme song, no.
Regardless, if you fetishize doctors as superheroes and you haven't donated to the cause or any GoFundMes or anything like that, just go ahead and throw a few bucks their way. Why not? Go ahead. I won't stop you. Hey, Zwick.
Yes.
You got a 2 minutes of hate for us?
I do, actually. Has nothing to do with like current events. It's just like
that's fine. Honestly, all the better.
Yeah, seriously.
It's nothing that really happens a lot, but when I see it, it's a thing I don't like. It's when parents like punish their kids and put up videos of it on Twitter.
Yeah, that's fucking barbaric.
Yeah, like, and I'm not saying like, I'm not saying you shouldn't hit your kid necessarily, or you shouldn't spank your kids or whatever.
You shouldn't. Don't hit your kids. They're children.
Okay, but like, I'm not a kid. Okay, yeah, you shouldn't hit your kids. Whatever. All right, that's fine. I agree, but I don't want to see it. I'm a fucking monster. No, I just don't want to. I have no desire to see someone like hit their fucking kids or like embarrass them in public. It doesn't need to be on the internet, because like you post that and that's forever. So like, even if they grow up, they're like, oh, there's them getting punished or like, for some dumb shit that they were too stupid to know was wrong. Like, and I mean, I hate that.
This level of interaction with social media and stuff like that, I feel like we're only just seeing sort of the very beginnings of like the effects that it has on people's minds and stuff like that, because it's like, yeah, back in like the early 2000s there was like MySpace and Friendster and shit like that, and it's like all of this new technology. Now once the 2010 sort of seeped in and you had like a bigger like Facebook and Twitter presence and stuff like that, and more people are on it, you see all these studies that are just like, yeah, no, it's giving everyone severe mental problems. Like, everyone's depressed, everyone has anxiety, everyone's fucking like killing themselves, like suicide rates are through the roof, and people can't deal with like just the stress of interaction online at all, because it's a very like, and we're only seeing the beginnings of it. So the kids that have to grow up with that type of shit is like, you know, if you're a 5-year-old and your parents are like beating you and put that on the internet, like that's gonna devastate some people.
It's like the stupidest thing. It's like, it ruins my fucking day just to see that. Like, I just want to see like people making stupid jokes and like a dumb SpongeBob meme. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, it's awful.
I want to see people screaming at each other about politics.
Yeah, exactly. Like, my life is depressing enough as it is. I don't want to see like a kid suffer.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess.
Bad.
Yeah. That's it. That's my 2 minutes of hate.
So what's your punishment then?
I just, the people who put up the video, they get beaten with a radiator hose, I guess. I don't know.
In private or?
Sure. Well, it'll be half of the beating if we can put it up online, but it's double the beating if we don't put it up online. How about that?
That's fair. You got to sort of choose your own punishment. So,
yeah. Zwick is a fair judge.
Talking in third person, hey?
Yes.
This has all had very negative effects on us, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. My 2 minutes of sad this week is depression.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Sucks.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad. I don't like it. It really is. Like, I was talking to a family member on the phone just before we were recording this, and I brought up, you know, say you're in prison, right? And you're in prison with a bunch of rapists and murderers and ne'er-do-wells and, you know, just the worst humanity has to offer, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, taking you out of that group of people and putting you in solitary confinement is in and of itself like cruel and unusual punishment. Like, your mind can't handle you being by yourself. Like, you literally hallucinate if you're not around people for long enough. Like, and obviously people are so you can text your friends. Some people have roommates, they have family, blah, blah, blah. But like, all this shit's it's mentally draining. And I think that there's definitely an understated effect that a lot of this is having on people's mental health, you know.
Absolutely.
Like, not just the economy and not just this and that. Like, that's all bad, but it all does feed into people just having this just like I feel like shit every fucking day, you know, and it just gets worse and fucking worse. And it's like everybody's fucking dealing with that. And whether or not you have any sort of like underlying mental issues at all, it's like, well, how many people don't have them that are going to walk out of this whole fucking quarantine situation with them, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking horrible.
I'm just kind of waiting to see when this is going to get funny.
No, that's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more.
No, I get it. Because like when I was moving back to the Midwest, like one of the few things I was looking for was hanging out with my friends, hanging out with you guys. Like,
exactly.
Well, you guys are my friends. That was a weird word. Hanging out with you guys.
Why? We're a separate category.
Dick.
But and then like I got to hang out with you guys like once or twice, and then all of a sudden this happened. And and
now you got to hang out with your mommy.
Yes, I was planning like I said, this was supposed to be like I was supposed to move out of my mom's house by now, and now with this quarantine thing, I'm stuck until this thing is solved.
Yeah,
so like
everyone's stuck, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, at the
like
very
my
least,
mom's a great person.
Yeah.
If you heard her on the Mega 64 stream, you know she's like a fun person. Like, there's nothing bad about her, but it's still, as an adult living with your mom, it's still depressing as fuck. Or with your parents in general, it's depressing as fuck.
You can save some cash.
Right. Oh, yeah, and I am saving cash.
Some payola.
That's not the meaning of payola. Ever since I said it on that one episode, you've been misusing that word.
This week's Thought Cops word of the week is payola. It means money. And done.
There you go.
Makes it easier for later on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a punishment for this. This is a little more existential than normal, but it's just like, yeah, shit's it's weighing heavily on my mind, and it's weighing heavily on everyone else's mind, and it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I don't like, you know, shit needs to sort of start clearing up sooner or later, because like the idea that this could go on for however long is like overwhelming, you know.
Absolutely.
Well, the only person you could really punish in this situation is God, and how are you going to punish God?
Oh, I've got a few ideas.
Put it on your fedora and give us this out.
Have you ever read the children's book series, The Golden Compass, where they kill God?
I played a few Final Fantasy games where they kill God.
Yeah, basically, I got an idea. Everybody with depression, join our Final Fantasy party. We're going to get in an airship and we're going to kill God. With the power of friendship on our side, anything is possible.
Give God a Care Bear stare.
I can't wait to trade this sword in for a bigger and more powerful sword.
You've been doing that for upwards of 100 hours, my friend.
I hope so.
So let's move right along to the old meat and potatoes of the show. I haven't said that in a while. If you haven't listened to Thought Cops before, every week we investigate the internet's outrage-inducing news stories, and then we sentence each perpetrator to a cruel and very often unusual punishment. So if you want to go to the first thing on the list here, this is hilarious. This is something that almost seems like it came off of Clickhole before Clickhole got sold to that shitty company. So
Cards Against Humanity?
Yes. All right, so the headline here reads, Tom Hanks gives typewriter to bullied boy named Corona.
What year is this?
I don't know anymore, man.
Well, I do know for a fact that Tom Hanks does collect typewriters. I don't know why I know that. Yes.
Why do you know that?
I just randomly saw an interview with Tom Hanks. I'm not even like a fan of Tom Hanks. Like I think he's a great guy or whatever.
Yeah.
I just happened to see him on some random late night show on YouTube, and that was like a thing we talked about.
You know, I have a weird Tom Hanks fact also, and I don't know why I know this, but I'm pretty sure Tom Hanks, like, one of his hobbies is walking around and taking photographs of single gloves that are just on the ground, and says that it's like the saddest thing, you know.
That sounds very familiar.
I got one too.
Why do I know that? Yeah, go ahead.
Tom Hanks has coronavirus, also known as COVID-19.
Mm-hmm. You know, not only that, but did you guys see that, like, they're using his blood to create the antidote?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, this sucks, man. I thought in 2020 we were going to get flying cars and fucking dick-sucking robots, and instead we got to fucking eat Tom Hanks's blood.
To be fair, our dick-sucking robots are pretty much in prototype right now. They're just not perfected.
Yeah, they're not perfect yet.
And now what? They're delayed. That sucks.
I know.
Tom Hanks proved once again that he has a heart of gold after gifting a Corona brand typewriter to an Australian boy who is bullied for having a name associated with the coronavirus pandemic. I feel like I'm famous, exclaimed Queensland's Corona DeVries, 8 years old, in a Reuter video upon receiving the present from his hero. Do you guys really think that that's Tom Hanks is his hero, or is he just like saying that because
I think it's pronounced Reuters.
Oh. We'll leave it up to the listeners to decide. So yeah, I mean, this kid's name is Corona, and apparently there's a Corona brand typewriter. Hey, I think the guy should have bought him a pack of Corona beer.
Hell yeah!
Really made his night.
I just don't know why Lakembra decided to name his son this.
Yeah, it's kind of
it's very on the nose.
Yeah, just born, you know. So I guess they're pen pals now or something. I don't know. He's writing on his typewriter. Hey, what do 8-year-olds love more than typewriters? Am I right?
Eating hot chips, eating ass, twerking. I don't know.
What's eating ass?
What's wrong with you?
I tried to think of a funny and I fucked up.
You know, you're thinking of girls born after 1993.
Yeah, that's what happened. Okay.
This is an 8-year-old boy. What is he going to do with a typewriter? He's going to get bored of this thing after 12 minutes.
It sounds like one of those boomer comics where it's just like he has a typewriter and he's like, where's the TikTok app? And then it's just like, wah, wah.
Where's the emoji key? Am I right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
Thanks.
Anyway, what do you guys think about this?
I hate it. I hate Tom Hanks. I hate this kid. I hate everything. I have mental illness.
Would you feel better if I bought you a typewriter?
No.
Okay. Well,
I had a typewriter once, and they're not that cool. You know,
as a decoration, they're not that cool.
No, it's just like a thing where you're just like, oh, I'm gonna write song lyrics on a typewriter like Bob Dylan used to, and then you do it once, and you're like, this sucks.
Oh, you were trying to be an artist with a typewriter? That's what was happening, and it didn't work out?
An artiste, sir. Thank you.
Artiste. Kind of like instead of buffet, it's buffet. Right, I got you.
Like instead of Target, it's Target.
that's fine.
Yeah, more like Target.
Oh.
So I think the punishment here is he should perhaps buy him an app on the App Store.
The typewriter app.
Yeah.
It just makes the tick,
That's
tick,
good.
tick, tick every time you fucking make a thing.
Yeah, there's
Hey,
there's
that's a good
app
idea
that.
for an app.
Yeah, and then when you push the enter thing, it goes ching, and then it's like tick, 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 tick.
Fuck. Somebody who listens to this, please develop that and then give us half.
Yeah.
We came up with the idea, but I don't know how to code things.
We're the idea guy, the most important.
Yeah. You want ideas? I got tons.
Speaking of tons, have you guys seen this big baby?
Now, here's the thing. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Wisconsin. Like, I've seen big babies all the time. What makes this one so special?
Because the internet collectively bullied it out of existence.
Oh, I didn't know about that part. Please continue.
So there's this big baby. If you've been on Twitter this week, sorry to hear that, but there's a big baby that everybody can't get enough of this week. And the famous picture of, I believe he's sitting on his father's chest or something, but he looks to...
I think it's his back.
Either way, he
his
looks
back.
to be like almost the size of his father.
I would say honestly, he was like a third of the size of his father.
This is 43 inches tall. So that's what? Let me see.
That's 5'10".
Let's see.
Are you doing math right now?
I'm Googling it, and it's only telling me, okay, he's 1.19 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That helps.
What does that mean? It doesn't help anybody.
He's over a foot tall.
Well, yeah.
Let's see here. He's 3.5 feet tall. I don't know why Google gave me such a fucking hard time.
Mm-hmm.
He's 3.5
1
feet
meter.
tall. It's a big baby, folks.
He is a big baby. Although he looks like a guy.
Yeah, I was thinking of that song, but I couldn't think of the guy who was saying that. To be fair, I heard from like later developments. Apparently, this kid's like 3 years old, but he looks like a fucking baby. So it is jarring to look at.
He's like a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, and then I think the worst thing is that he doesn't have any hair.
Yeah, that's what makes him like.
So he looks like just an overgrown infant.
Oh, so he's a co-host of the podcast Cumtown. Anyway, so he was born at 6 pounds, 15 ounces, a pretty average size for a baby, but he is a toddler now, and he has grown into quite a strong boy. It says here he loves Halloween, birthdays, and M&M's candy. Who doesn't? Am I right? So his...
I love when people talk about like children in terms of like what their interests are, and it's just like, yeah, those are the things that everyone likes. Like, oh, this is my son. He likes puppies and television and being
Coloring.
happy. It's like, wow, great. What a stunning personality. I'm so interested. Please tell me more.
So he got famous because his mom made a TikTok channel for him. The quote here is, "I woke up on Sunday and I said to my husband, I'm going to make him famous. And then it just happened."
Well, it happened.
That is a mom thing to say. Like they always say they're going to shoot for the stars, and they never do. This is like an outlier of when it happens.
Yeah. Well, you know what's also funny about his mom is that his mom is a big baby, and his daddy is a big baby too. And even his brother is a big baby, and he wears a size 13 baby shoe.
I'm actually looking at the article. If you scroll down to the they're talking about how there was a lot of negativity. One of my friends actually got her tweet here. says, is anyone else absolutely repulsed by this giant baby? I was at Duck Alerts now. And she posted the video of the giant baby bouncing on his father's back. And that opened up the big baby discourse because a lot of people... I mean, it's like the thing is, we're all, I think that it's less that we're making fun of him and more that we fear him.
I think someone tweeted out, like, if he was born in the 18th century, like, he would be a leader based on his size alone.
Right.
But
hey, if he was in North Korea, he'd probably take Kim Jong-un's place right now.
So I guess the mom, she did say if everybody could please be nicer to her large son.
That would be hilarious if he's actually reading all of these things that he said, and then he starts fucking crying.
She's reading tweets to him.
Yeah, like he doesn't even know how to read, but his mom's like reading all of them to him.
Yeah. Honey, a 26-year-old woman on Twitter called you repulsive.
Here's the thing that like really bothers me about the whole discourse surrounding this. Like, and maybe this is because I'm stuck inside and I fucking hate myself and like my brain has just completely rotted. But like, it's just one of those things where you look at something and there's something that's just unsettling about something. But like, do people really think that this is like meant in earnest to the degree that it's like, oh, we're literally all bullying a baby? Like, no one's bullying the fucking thing. No one's fucking talking about it in that way. That one guy... Yeah, the thing. Babies are things. Nouns are people, places, or things. That's a thing.
Right.
But that one guy, Thought Slime, on Twitter, at Thought Slime, had a tweet relating to this that also sort of went viral. And he said, it's actually pretty fucked up and weird that a bunch of adults are talking about how repulsive a baby is. And one of the replies that I saw in response to that was someone saying, like, you know, there's such thing as irony poisoning, but I feel like people are also getting like sincerity poisoning too, where it's just like, you know, shut the fuck up and let people make fun of things. Let people have fun, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like the way that people are like complaining, like they seem like they're just sincerely worried about this baby's health, and it's just like, it's just a big baby.
Well, first it says why
is this a big deal? I don't get it.
She says at first the comments did upset her, but she says we have thick skin, so it's not a big deal to us. I mean, if you could look at the baby,
very
of course,
thick skin. Look at that.
That's evident to anybody. But she says she doesn't plan to stop sharing the videos anytime soon. Gavin is the baby's name. Gavin isn't aware of his newfound internet stardom. He's still playing with his dogs, laughing with his family, and pretending it's his birthday every week.
Oh, wow. So interesting.
What is up with this? Okay, we got to talk about this. He pretends it's his birthday every week.
He's kind of a diva, this fucking baby.
I mean, like, I was a kid too, and I don't remember doing that. Did you guys ever, when you were kids, pretend it was your birthday every week?
You know, Gavin needs to be taken down a peg. That's what I think.
Yeah. Punishment time, baby.
Maybe we should be publicly punishing him. You know, like Zwick's problem.
I say, I say we take away his birthday so he stays 3 years old forever. And then the bigger he gets, he'll just be a big fucking baby. I don't care. He's like 40 years old, like 7 feet tall. Like, now that's a big baby.
And he's still walking around shirtless, and he's bald.
And he's got a big lollipop. He's like, what? I'm 3 years old still.
He's wearing a sailor suit.
And some people are like, oh my God, that 53-year-old 3-year-old is repulsive. And then other people are like, that's a baby. I don't like you talking about it.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. Did you guys see this article that was in The Guardian, and it's about There Will Be Blood?
I saw a little bit of it. I know there was some discourse around the movie where it's just, I think younger viewers are kind of saying it's bad or something.
I remember that being a good movie. Like, I don't remember it. Like, movie. It's a long time since I've seen it, but yeah, was it?
It's the best movie ever. Well, it's the framing of it that had everything to do with the the story itself. So the article is in The Guardian. It's called "I've Never Seen There Will Be Blood." And the writer writes something along the lines of like, I'm done pretending that I've seen this movie just to appease like these toxic men that I date that say that this is the greatest movie ever.
I don't get that fucking mentality. Like,
it's
if you haven't seen a movie, it's one of those things where it's like the worst that'll happen is that like, I can't believe you seen that movie. And then it's like, we move on from life. Like, that's about it. Right. Why would you have to, like, you really must be insecure if you really have to pretend that you've seen a movie.
Yeah.
How much of this, like, this type of fucking shit comes from just people who are just massively insecure with just fucking being alive in general, when they have to make these giant displays about, like, the whole argument that this is like some display of toxic masculinity is liking a movie that's about a man. Like, I don't know.
So she says here, she says, I would give There Will Be Blood a 6 out of 10. She says, but having finally seen it, I wonder what had led so many men to think that I would like it. And then I realized that was the wrong question. They weren't thinking about what I might like at all. The answer was obvious.
Who the fuck cares what this woman likes or doesn't like? This is insane.
This is the problem with Twitter. It's like
this is the problem with women. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, these fucking broads, okay? So this was trending on Twitter this week, and it was just nothing but people saying that they don't care what she thinks.
Yeah.
How about you just shut the fuck up?
Well, I think the problem's on the people, because if you didn't care what she thinks, why are you saying you don't care what she thinks?
Exactly.
Because now it's a whole fucking thing. And once something becomes a thing, then you got to fucking comment on the thing. And then you make it a podcast. And like,
yeah.
As a result of this happening, now you're getting all these people that are like, well, you know what else? Like, I also wasn't happy about the praise that this movie made. And like, all of these movies that men like are overrated and blah blah blah, and they're not even taking this into consideration. And it's just like, nobody takes anything that you think about or care about into consideration. You don't matter. None of this matters. The sun's going to envelop the earth one day, and the universe is going to explode in a giant heat death.
All right, Rick.
Okay. I have a punishment for this.
Okay.
So this woman, Elle Hunt is her name. She gives There Will Be Blood a 6 out of 10. I'm going to give her a 6 out of 9, baby. Why don't you go out on a date with me? What are you doing later?
I heard there's a new Paul Thomas Anderson movie in theaters. There's something about Paul Thomas Anderson movies that are like kind of they're kind of seen as these pretentious urban white men movies.
Wait, are you talking about Wes Anderson?
No, Paul Thomas Anderson.
No.
Okay, I'm thinking of the guy who made Grand Budapest Hotel. Sorry about
that. That's also same category though. So like, okay. You know, Paul Thomas Anderson,
white guy.
Yeah, he like these movies are the kind of movies where it's like a white guy who got like a MFA, you know, who is just telling a girl like, yeah, she has to watch There Will Be Blood, you know. And the stereotype is funny. I'll admit that much. But like this is taking it to a pointless extreme.
This is, yeah, because like you said, it's a stereotype of a person that like you figure, yeah, there's people out there, but like they're all laughing stocks, right? Like people that do that, bros that are like, oh babe, you got to watch this movie, and it's like, yeah, that guy's a piece of shit, right? You know, and it's like, but she took that and was like, oh, this is culturally acceptable. And it's like, nobody thinks that it's acceptable for you to be uppity about your fucking tastes in movies and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we all hate that guy. Like, why did you need to vocalize it in such a way that's fucking whiny and just self-fucking, like, only revolves around only you, you know? I don't know. I'm very angry today.
Yeah, like, you know, when someone tells me that they haven't seen the masterpiece Big Money Hustlers, right, I don't get uppity about it. I just like, you should check it out at some time at your when you can. Like, it's the pinnacle of insane clown posse movies, but you know, when you get to it, you'll get to it.
I've seen it.
Wouldn't you agree? Have you seen it, really?
Oh, I've seen Rustlers, not Hustlers.
Hustlers better than Rustlers. Rustlers is not that good.
The fuck's wrong with you? Anyway, yeah, this makes me fucking angry. I don't know. Let's move on to something else. I don't know. I almost kind of want to talk about this because this like just happened. But did you guys see the Paul Joseph Watson like freaking out at Piers Morgan on Twitter and everyone's making fun of him now?
Yeah.
What did Joe do?
Joe.
Joe Paulsif Watson. No.
Joe Paulsif. What?
What the fuck did I say? I can't. I do.
Are you doing a bit or
no? I'm not. It's not Joe Paulsif Watson, but now I can only say Joe. This is not the first.
Paulsif is not a name, Zwick.
I know.
Paulsif is not a name. It's never been a person. A human being's name has never been Paulsif.
So Watsif Paul Josen he got banned by Piers Morgan, and he went on some very strange temper tantrum on Twitter.
Yeah, for like 8 hours he was bitching about it, and I guess his main reason is that he thinks that he's an attractive male. He's like, I'm just more handsome than you, so you blocked me.
And younger, he says, too.
Maybe it's because you're fucking stupid.
You know what's weird about Joe Paulsif Watson, though, is Joe Paulsif Watson is, I think, 38 years old.
Is he?
Do you guys know that?
Really?
Yeah.
He looks like he's in his early 30s. Like, say what you will about the man, but he looks good for his age.
I thought he was in his 20s. Oh, yeah, he's
really?
37. Yeah, you're right.
Like, he's stupid, but he looks good. But a lot of stupid people look good, so what are you going to do about it?
Unlike me, I got both going for me.
Here's a tweet from him. He says, Piers Morgan is basically the face of the lockdown. Since I canceled him for being offensively less handsome than me, the government must now review the lockdown policy. This is weird.
And people were quick to point out that like Paul Joseph Watson also regularly blocks people on Twitter. You know, I fucking hate that whole mentality of like, I don't think I have a single fucking person on my Twitter blocked because I just like, I don't care that much. And I get why some people do it because one, you don't want to interact with people that are just fucking,
right,
you know, insane. And then there's things with like, I guess if you block someone, they can't report you or something like that. So your account can't get taken down. And like all those things make sense. But all of those people that say and do that are also the people that are like, that do the screen cap of the block and be like, they didn't want to partake in a discourse with me. And it's like, you do it too.
Here's a funny thread. Paul Joseph Watson saying, I'm significantly more handsome than you. If you're going to try to incel shame me, at least be hot, bitch.
Wait, did you just admit that he's an incel?
No, he says if you're going to... maybe he is, actually. Yeah, because
it sounds like he's admitting to being an incel, which is fucking hilarious.
Stefan Molyneux replies to him and says, but still no wife or kids.
Yeah.
And he says, it's a fair point, Stefan, but I have very high standards because of how handsome I am. Way higher standards than you. This is weird, man.
Yeah, did he comment? At least he didn't comment on his eggs or anything like that.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I still laugh at that, like maybe once a month, just like someone just like talking about some random person's like fertile status. Like, what the fuck is going on in your brain?
Yeah, I was following Stefan Molyneux on Twitter for like a while, and I had to stop because he just like physically repulses me. Like, you want to talk about a giant repulsive big baby? He takes the fucking cake. Like he is like just gross to me. I don't know. You know, because you want to meme. You know, I get it. We all want to meme and we want to reply to people and we want to be involved in the discourse. But certain people, or you know what else fucking bothers me? I was also following Charlie Kirk for a long time because I'm just like, hey, let me get in this guy's replies, like piss some people off, whatever, blah blah blah. But Charlie Kirk, like. Go to his Twitter, look at all of his tweets. He ends every single fucking tweet with the thinking face emoji, like it's his fucking calling card. What's wrong with all these people?
I can't talk shit about that because I do that a lot. End it with a
Yeah, but you're doing it to be funny. He's like thinking, oh, this is a good point. It's not a good point.
Oh, yeah. No, I never have a good point. It's all stupid. So, okay. At least I'm shielded by irony. Yeah, no. If you're being sincere with it,
yeah. I don't know. I don't have anything else to add to that other than this shit's fucking just everything about this. I hate everything about everything. And the more I look at these Twitter conversations, the more I just I've almost sort of intuitively just stopped going on Twitter, just having to fucking look at this shit, you know?
Same, but we got to do the show, you know?
I know. So I go on, I scroll around, I take some screenshots, and then I just like turn it off.
Also, it's worth noting here, Paul Joseph Watson is a spirit animal guy. He keeps posting pictures of this like fucking pelican or something. Let me just post the link here in the podcast chat.
Yeah.
It says, Piers Morgan fears me and my spirit animal, which is this hardcore bastard. And like, if you go through his Twitter, he just keeps posting pictures of this bird. And he's like, fuck off, you ugly old twat tosser.
That's a shoe bill. Those things are fucking weird.
That does look scary, I will say that.
They look like fucking Disney animatronic things. Like they're like fucking real life dinosaurs, as opposed to the imaginary dinosaurs that fucking evolutionists invented in order to take God out of school.
So I think the punishment here is instead, like, this is the opposite of the big baby thing, because he keeps referencing being younger. I say we give him more birthdays. So he actually he becomes older and older than Piers Morgan, and he can no longer use that as an excuse.
There you go.
I think we also do to him what the Punisher did to Jigsaw, which is just smash his face into a bunch of mirrors and completely take away his good looks. You think you're pretty now? Well, I got news for you.
Let's move right along to our thought. Let's move right along to our Thought Cop's key to the city. Something positive, something great, something awesome. My key to the city this week goes to Review Bra, also known as Report of the Week on Twitter. He had a great video talking about how to navigate these uncertain times, as it were. And I think there's something like the guy is a little weird, but there's something about him where
he has a charm.
Yeah, he is charming, and he like when
he's the Mr. Rogers of YouTube.
Exactly. And like when he is there just telling you that everything's going to be okay, we just have to stick through this together, I believe him.
He has like a very charming autism, if that makes sense. Like where other people are creepy about it, like he's just like he's just him, and it's great. And it's just like, I don't watch him a lot, but when I do, I smile.
Right.
Like, does that make sense, or am I just dumb on that opinion?
No, it does, yeah. It's nice to hear him say something else besides what gross fast food he likes.
And even those channels, it's like weird, like he's weirdly proper, and he's always weird, like, and he's also like into ham radio. He's just like this weirdo, but he's not. He's a weirdo I wouldn't mind being around.
Yeah, I think he's a time traveler. I think he's like from the distant past.
Probably.
Zwick, did you have a key to the city this week?
Yeah. My key to the city goes to Berries and Cream. She's done a lot of freaking fan work for this show.
Yeah.
And she does a lot of art in general, but she's done a lot of fan art for the show, and it's really cool to look at. And
yeah,
that's my key to the city right there.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and me and her and Zwick and a ragtag group of other podcast adjacent human beings have been like
to bully me.
Have been playing this drawing game that Zwick is very, very bad at, and also doesn't know how to spell.
Right.
in her Discord channel. So that's been a fun way to kill time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Hang out with some people, make fun of Zwick.
Just like before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Grant, what do you got this week? Key to the city. Lay it on us.
My key to the city this week goes to the insane Pound Classy that canceled their gathering this year because, quote, they refused to risk even one juggalo life. That's pretty nice of them.
You know, this is why wicked clowns never die.
That one's for you, Zwick.
Maybe juggalos aren't that bad after all.
Well, we never said they weren't bad, but they are weird.
I mean, you know, maybe you'll get some cards. Maybe you'll ascend to the Wrath one day, the Wraith.
You know,
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's best you don't.
Agreed. Anyway, let's move right along to some voicemails. But before we do, Zwick, where can we find all your content and social media and all that great stuff on the internet?
I mainly just make dumb jokes on Twitter. Dude2O. The O is a letter because I'm weird that way. I do have a Twitch channel, but like I make it more as a curation for other Twitch channels that are fun to check out. So like I have Thought Cops in there in the I hosted, but I have some other things to check out. So if you're like, I don't know what to check out, go to my Twitch channel and maybe there'll be something on that you'll be interested in. And also patreon.com/thoughtcops. Donate there. I work for those guys. They're pretty cool guys. I heard they have huge dicks. You should probably donate to them.
Mine's surprisingly average.
Let's keep the rumor going that that's the case.
Hey Thought Cops, I am Netrunner here, and this week my 2 minutes of hate are people who need to add a picture to every reply or post they post on Twitter, including my roommate.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why, but they always feel the need to add a picture or animated GIF that is maybe related to whatever they're posting about. That's closer than the people who just, I'm just going to add I'm going to reply to this tweet and I'm going to add some random frame from a manga where a guy is smiling that has nothing to do with the tweet at all.
But
I was smiling when I made the picture and I want them to know I was smiling. I don't know why it bothers me, but it does. Yeah, I hate this stuff. Like, don't add pictures unless it's completely related. Punishment could be they can't type text anymore, so they have to reply with pictures, which will make them pick better related pictures. And that's how you keep it under a minute. Thanks, guys. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
Somebody tell that to Joseph.
Fuck you for saying GIF instead of GIF. You know you're wrong.
You know what? I gotta give him accolades and props, as you will, for doing that. Because if there's one argument that I feel is the most tired, like fucking contrived bullshit argument, it's it's pronounced GIF like GIF or GIF like gift. It's like nobody cares. We all know what you're talking about. He ascended beyond it and he said jife, as we all should say. Let's just all, anytime this argument comes up, let's all say things as incorrectly as possible until the argument stops.
Netrunner in the Discord. No, fuck you first. But I don't know why it bothers me. I've had arguments. I don't know why it bothers me. Like, it's just
because you need to get your priorities straight. That's why it bothers you.
I don't have enough problems in my life if jife bothers me.
Correct.
I do agree. But that is the antithesis of this show, where it's just dumb little things, isn't it?
Yeah, but important dumb little things.
Damn, you got me there.
Hey, Thought Cops, Netrunner here, and this week my 2 minutes of hate is the gays. As I sit here reading an article about how Flick from Animal Crossing is 100% a twink because reasons, I can't help but think about how the same people that yell online about how people assume their gender and orientation will then go and look at a character and assume their gender and orientation. Guys, Animal Crossing think pieces should be a crime.
That's true.
Anyway,
yeah.
Thanks for doing what you're doing. Bye-bye.
Anytime, buddy.
All I could think of was when he was talking about that, where they did it. The YouTube channel Hard Drive did a think piece on satirical. I can't think of what it was, but it was fucking hilarious.
Whatever it was funny.
Whatever it was, check it out.
That sounds really interesting. If you would have remembered what it was, I would have been very fascinated.
As soon as I started saying it, I was like, I wish I didn't say anything. I don't know. It was just
Zwick, leave that in.
That reminds me, I also saw something this week that was funny. I don't remember what it was, but it was good.
Oh, was it you looking at your own dick? Ha! It's so small.
No, I told you it's surprisingly average.
Oh, shit.
You'd be shocked. Like, wow, that's appropriate.
That's an appropriate size.
It's an appropriate length. Wow, I'm baffled.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I'd stare at for like a good 2 minutes and just stroke my chin in thought. Like, it's
well, I'd rather you stroke your chin than you stroke your own dick.
Hey, Mommy. My 2 minutes of hate this week goes to individuals that don't respect the courtesy flush rule in public restrooms. You know, when you walk in and it smells really bad and you have to take a dump yourself, and you can't do so comfortably because the stall next to you smells like death. So I have a funny story, actually.
Was this called from the bathroom, I presume?
I actually called it out. I told him, courtesy flush. He ignored it, and I said it again. And the guy shouted some obscenity at me. And then I saw him back in class, and we just glared at each other. My punishment for this individual, he should go into Minecraft, and I should wait until he's all looted up, and then once he's unsuspecting, go and trap him in a box, fill it up with water, put hoppers in the bottom, and then wait for him to drown in there to take all his loot and keep it for myself.
In Minecraft.
That's punishment. Thanks.
So that was an in Minecraft punishment, but it was like specifically in Minecraft. It wasn't like there was no workaround there. It was like, I'm gonna play the game Minecraft with him, and then fuck with the fucking video game Minecraft.
He just really wants his loot.
You know what? If you really want to fuck with this guy, just next time this happens, just accuse him of jerking off in the bathroom, and then just like say like, why were you jerking off in the bathroom? And just like, he will get really defensive and get really upset at you. Try that out. I guarantee that'll be way more of a punishment than having him lose his diamond.
This week, you sound like you're speaking from experience.
Yeah, I like to fuck with people all the time.
It's gonna work.
Yeah, I fuck with people all the time. You should know this.
I know, but specifically this. I don't know, man.
Are you trying to say that I did that?
You tried that shit on me, man.
Zwick, you also have a tendency with this advice that you feel like you're so sage at like giving out this stupid advice.
No, let me be very clear. I'm an idiot. You should never follow anything I say.
100% of the time, anytime you have a story like this, when you're like, oh, I did this, it works, it always gets turned back around on you. You always have a tendency to, you say something and you're like, yeah, you know, because blah, blah, blah. And, you know, so I sucked his dick. And so he looks like an idiot. And it's like, Zwick, you look like an idiot.
The story where it's like I sucked his dick and then he came on my face and then I called him gay.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know what sucks? When you have to live every day and then some shit happens and then you're like, do I take Xanax or do I just drink a lot? Because you can't do both. If you drink and you take Xanax, you're going to black out or get a seizure. So you have to weigh your options. Do I want to just be barred out and just not think about anything, or do I want to be drunk and not just be drunk and happy? But then you think, maybe if I keep drinking, I'm just going to get depressed. So you take Xanax, but then you don't feel anything, and it sucks. So my punishment is they need to find a way to make sure, like, make a benzo that doesn't make you seize out when you drink, so you can just like completely obliterate any and all emotions. Pretty suck time, bros. Wish that I could just buy meth or ketamine from the store at this point. This kind of blows.
Thank you for the voicemail.
This episode of Thought Cops is brought to you by BetterHealth.com. Go to BetterHealth.com and use promo code ThoughtCops to save 15% off the therapist that we should all be seeing.
Well, okay, I'm sorry you're going through a rough time. That's awful. I know a lot of people are going through their own stuff, and then if you're going through personal stuff on top of that, it's no fun.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but you know what? Don't turn to drugs and alcohol. Seriously, I know that's like corny advice, but like, you know, I know it's hard, but don't do that. You know, go running, do some push-ups, listen to listen to Thought Cops.
Don't listen to Thought Cops. That's going to be worse than alcohol.
All right, guys. You know, I recently had a exchange with the moderator of a film page on Instagram, where he refused to watch any new Mel Gibson movies, and I think pretended to hate his old movies because he made some anti-Semitic statements, which I'm not going to condone. Quite the opposite.
Okay.
So far, so good.
So that led me to think, and I realized that if you want to enjoy movies and if you want to be a movie fan, kind of, you need to find a specific range for yourself, and that range being what are you okay with letting these actors that you're watching get away with certain stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So basically, you know, I can still enjoy a Kevin Spacey movie. Let's just say it like that. I mean, Usual Suspects, classic movie. 7. I mean, come on.
List them all.
Really? So yeah, after all, I've never been a big Woody Allen fan, but maybe that's just because he's a Jew.
Oh. He was so good until the end.
You know, that was a setup. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, I know. Definitely.
Let's drop this idea that Yosef doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing.
I will say this. If you're worried about the morals of an artist, you're not going to enjoy any art whatsoever. I'm pretty sure they're all horrible people in some way, shape, or form.
I think just everybody's a horrible person. It's just like varying degrees of horribleness, you know?
Right.
We're all bad, just in different ways.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That being said, I don't get fucking Woody Allen. Woody Allen makes the same fucking movie every time he makes a movie, and everyone says it's fucking brilliant. Why? Why does everyone like Woody Allen?
I haven't seen enough of them to know.
I saw Annie Hall and then like 2 others, and they were just the same.
Ants?
Oh, he was in Ants, wasn't he? I totally forgot about
that. This is the same movie.
He didn't make that movie, though.
Yeah, idiot. Some movies have bugs, some have people. It's like not the same thing.
I totally forgot about that movie.
Yeah, I don't know. You can and you can't. In some cases, it's like, yeah, if Tom Hanks had like a bunch of 2-year-olds' bodies in his basement, I don't know if I could stand to fucking watch the movie Big without being like, you know. But yeah, I mean, at the same time, there is that level of let people enjoy things where it's like, man, I'm fucking depressed enough as is. Can I just watch a movie without you yelling at me about how fucking toxic everything is? I know that it's toxic. Mm-hmm. I would like a little bit of escapism every once in a while, please.
Exactly.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for listening. Hey, Zwick, thanks for coming on the show, but more importantly, thanks for editing the show every single week and making it sound so good and doing all that cool stuff for us. It helps us out quite a lot, man.
Yeah, it's a thing I enjoy doing, and I'm glad that it's always nice when I hear like people are like, yeah, it's funny. It's funny when he did that edit thing, and it's just like
you're basically a superhero.
I'm just glad that I make the podcast more enjoyable than it already was before. I'm glad I add something to it.
You do, absolutely.
Thank you.
The spirit of Zwick lives on. Everybody, if you feel like leaving your own voicemail, give us a call, 312-788-7361, or you can send us an audio file at thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. If you feel like supporting the show, give us a few bucks over at patreon.com/thoughtcops. See you next time.
Bye.
See you.